And I want to wish you all a good afternoon. This is Baroness Machiavelli, and it is Friday, March 20th, 2020. There is so very much going on right now in the world and in our own country and in my own backyard, but it has been so long since I have made a video or uploaded one. I will bring you guys up to snuff on what's going on. And you can see here at my castle palace estate that we've finally got around to clearing out all of that brush that was pulling up the fence around the yard. And you're going to see my sister Kathy. Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
Yeah, a guy came in with a tractor or whatever they use, and they got all of that, the trees and the overgrowth that was pulling my fence up, and almost totally destroyed the kennel there in the back. But we're sitting out here on the back lanai, enjoying a very pleasant day here. I'm going to dive right in to some of the topics and fine points that I wanted to cover. I first of all want to thank, I'm not going to do it by name because I don't have anybody's permission to use a name, but there's plenty of other preppers and different people that do a marvelous job on bringing all of this information, and I'm really appreciative of that and all the hard work that they do. But getting into the topic of the health crisis around the world and here in our own country and here in the state of Florida and Lee County where I reside, we've had a huge increase in the number of sick. We have had just a lot of deaths. And I think that it's really interesting that I've seen articles like on local news outlets like Wink about deaths and really severe cases where they're admitted to the hospital. And then I've tried to go back to resource and reference some of those articles, and they're like mysteriously gone. I can't even find them. And I even on one occasion called Wink up, and they acted like I was nuts and they didn't know what I was talking about. But here nor there, we have a really bad situation going on in this country. And I guess my question to all of you good folks, I'm just letting you see some of the pleasant scenery out here. It's really, really great out here today. But getting back on topic, I'm sorry, I digressed. We've got a lot of bad things going on. And my question again to you guys is, do you really feel like we're being told the truth by the government? I don't think that we are. And there is a part of me that understands the fact that the world governments and our own government are trying very hard to control the narrative that the public is getting. I get the reason why they don't want mass panic, but I think I think we've already gotten there. Having said that, as you all know, or those of you that do know me well know that I look for unusual news for a couple of other outlets for their newsfeed lines. And so as I comb away through the news during the day and watch all the news conferences, so on and so forth, I thought that the news conference today with Trump and Pompeo and the doctors, right, and Pence. It was so telling and disappointing. I didn't like, and just let me clarify something. I am political. I don't consider myself a Democrat or a Republican, just for that disclaimer. Most people that know me well know me as a staunch libertarian. I think that I would lump myself in that category, Ron Paul or a Rand Paul. I don't push my politics off on other people. I'm a strong believer, and, we all have to do what feels right for us. But the way Trump acted today towards those two reporters, I thought was horrible. And if none of you saw the press conference, it was against his remarks, and his lash out was against NBC's Peter Alexander. He accused him of being a terrible reporter. He said, "You're a terrible reporter. You should be ashamed of yourself." And just, you're going to send a message that's going to scare the public. And honestly, and there's our Gusterson, our new pup, Gus pup. He's going to be a year this next month. He's new to the family, along with our 3 cats and my little teacup dog, Chloe. But I'm sorry, I digressed again. So anyway, but the question that Peter Alexander asked was not even outrageous. And Trump just really lashed out at them. And then when CNN's Caitlin Collins challenged Trump over the exchange, she was like, "You see yourself as a wartime president right now," this is a direct quote, "leading this country through this pandemic we're experiencing," Collins said, addressing Trump. "Do you really think going off on a network is appropriate when the country's going through something like this?" And, Trump responds back, "I do, because I think Peter I've dealt with him for a long time. He's not a good journalist when it comes to fairness." The whole exchange was just crazy. And I feel like that Trump does this every time a reporter asks a really difficult question that he's going to have a hard time dancing around. And I believe one of the questions that Peter asked was about, a lockdown. Do you see that, we're going to have mandatory lockdown? And they're dancing around this question. They're not ruling it out, but they're saying, no, probably not. Well, probably leaves that window open for when we know that they're going to do it and they have to do it. And so, they're dancing around the question. But I guess I sum all of this fiasco up with this quote from David Starkey, and that is, "The best and most convincing liars believe their own lies." And basically, our government has amazing gift for persuading themselves that whenever it's convenient, it's true, and then believes it. Convenient, and then persuades others, or trying to persuade us, the public. But then isn't this politics throughout the ages? And it is. It's just politics as usual. Even in this pandemic, it's politics as usual, and that's pretty sad. The other thing that I heard today, and I actually heard it from several people, and I tried researching it, was that it has been confirmed through sources that I'm not able to verify, so I stress that they're basically denying older people that become seriously ill with this pandemic disease. They deny them hospitalization and medicine in Italy, and that they've been doing it from Jump Street in Canada and basically UK, all of these socialized countries that basically practice socialism, quote unquote, slash fascism, however you want to put it. I do have a very dear friend. Well, I have friends all over as a retired flight attendant and having flown for TWA and American. I have friends all over the world. But one in particular that I spoke with today in UK, she lives in Middlesex, is just petrified, and she's around my age. She has underlying health conditions, and she's like, sis, we're going to be dead. And, we're going to end up being dead the way they're doing things here. And so I know that she's very reliable, so they're not handling it well across the pond. So I'm wondering what you all say. What say you? Do you think that we're being lied to? We're not getting the true numbers. They're not leveling with us. And how do we even, it's just so overwhelming because, I, through an online community that I respect, have been able to connect to one person. But I know that there's got to be more preppers here in Southwest Florida and in Fort Myers. So if you're out there and you watch this video and you're somebody that passes this video on, if you know anybody, tell them to get in touch with me so we can connect, because I have a very strong feeling that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to need help, and we need to be there for those people. But anyway, I look forward to all of your feedback. I hope this finds everybody having a blessed day. And this is the Baroness over and out. Bye-bye.